Hello, my name is Heather and this is Manny, and we're looking at amazing places this term. So far we've thought about amazing mountains and deserts and rivers all over the world. You might have been lucky to visit some of them. You haven't? No, neither have I, but one day we might get to go. You never know. And today we're going to look at airports, and airports are the places that we use to go and visit all these places. We don't see many aeroplanes in the sky at the moment, so Manny and I have made some. So we made this lovely pink one. No, that's not your favourite. Okay, what about this lovely green one? That looks good. You like it, but it's not your favourite. Okay, what about this one? This looks really cool. You like that one. Airports are amazing places. You can go almost anywhere on a plane. They're all over the world. Almost every country has one. And there are over 40 in the UK, with 5 around London. Airports are usually very busy places with people waiting to leave on a plane, lots of people arriving on planes, and lots of people saying goodbye and hello. People might be heading off on holiday, or to travel and explore, to visit faraway friends and family, or to begin a life in a new country. You think that sounds scary? Well, it might be, mightn't it? Airports are places of excitement, anticipation, but also boredom from waiting around. You might be nervous or worried. We need to be prepared before we go to the airport and make sure we have what we need. You don't know what you need. No, well, I'm going to tell you and then you'll be fine, okay? So you need your passport, your ticket, your luggage with all your clothes in, and a guidebook with information maybe about where you're going. You think you're ready? Okay, well maybe one day you can take off in an aeroplane. Now Sam has a game for us.
Okay, well, seeing as we're talking about airports today, I'm going to challenge you to make a paper aeroplane. Why don't you get a piece of paper, it can be scrap paper, can be anything, and then follow my instructions. Let's see what we can do. So, once you have your piece of paper, let's have a go at making a plane. First thing you want to do, have it in this orientation in portrait. You're going to take one half, fold it over, and as much as possible get the corners to match up, and then that edge right down the side. Hold it with this hand and make that crease nice and firm. Open it up again. Here we're going to take each corner and fold it down to the middle line, so the crease you've just made. I normally use my finger here to get it right where I want it. Hold it in place, pinch it down, and then make that crease nice and firm again. And the same on the other side. So looking a bit like a house at the moment. We're going to take that top pointy bit, bring it over, and put it so it's lined up with the crease in the middle, and I normally leave about 2 fingers from the bottom of the page. And now you've got something that looks a bit like an envelope. And here we're going to take the corner and again fold it to the middle, but this time leaving some space between that middle crease and where it folds. So maybe about a finger, fold it over like that. The pointy bit again to the line in the middle, pinch it down and fold it over. Okay, same on the other side. This time you're just trying to make the corner meet the other one. So this bottom bit is what holds it all together. We're going to fold that up, try not to bend it here. Fold it up to the middle just so it catches the edges. There, mine's not perfect, but it doesn't need to be. And there is the bottom part of your plane. Now we're going to make the wings. So fold it over and fold it in half. It should be along the line that you've already folded. And this is where we bend them down. Now you can make them as big or as small as you like. I like to leave just about enough space to hold on with my fingers for throwing it. You can add a little flap at the side here, stops the plane wobbling about too much. Now we're going to turn it over and a flap on that side too, which should give you your plane. Now we need to go try it out. Now the thing I always like with planes was trying to see how far it can go, how high it can go, how does it fly, will it do a loop-the-loop? And I always like to look at them and imagine that perhaps I'm flying on that plane. So let's have a go and see. Oh, I'm glad I wasn't flying on that one then. Anyway, have a go with your own, let me know how you got on.
Okay, so, you look all ready to go, Manny, with your aeroplane. People feel all sorts of emotions at an airport. Some feel really excited, some might be feeling a bit nervous, some might be worried about going somewhere unknown. Some people might be calm and relaxed. Some people might feel all of those things at the same time. I wonder how you feel when you're going somewhere new. I can't really hear you very well with that aeroplane in front of your mouth. Yeah, you feel all sorts of different things, don't you? It helps us to share our feelings with someone else. Who can you talk to about your feelings, I wonder? Sometimes it can help us to find out about something new that we're going to do, and then we might not feel so nervous about it. I wonder how you could do that. You've got your hands full with your aeroplane, I can see. Christians believe that wherever we go, God is with us and will look after us, however we feel. And Sam is now going to help us to pray.
It was my dad who taught me how to make paper aeroplanes, in the same way that Jesus taught his friends how to pray, by showing them how he did it. One summer holiday, at the end of a very hot day, my dad and I went to the top of a hill to see how far we could throw our paper aeroplanes. He threw his and it wasn't bad, but when I threw mine, something amazing happened. It got caught in a thermal. A thermal is when hot air rises at the end of the day, making kind of a circular shape. You can't see it, of course, but you might have seen birds catching it with their wings. My plane went up and up and up in a gentle spiral, and I never saw where it landed. Christians believe that prayer is a little bit like that when we pray, it's heard by God. It doesn't just fall to the ground. If you want, maybe you could write a prayer or perhaps a wish on your paper aeroplane and then throw it as a way of saying, this is my prayer. Let me read you mine. Dear God, you know that lots of people have had to change their plans this summer, their holidays, parties, clubs they might want to go to. We may be feeling disappointed, but I ask that in all of this change, we would discover new things, new friends, that we would have fun and give fun. Amen.
Our story today tells about a group of people on a journey to a new land. God had freed his people, the Israelites, from Egypt, and they were being led to their new unknown home, first by Moses and then by Joshua. God spoke to Joshua, "You must get ready now to lead the people into the promised land of Canaan. I will give you the whole country, from the desert in the south to the Lebanon mountains in the north, from the river Euphrates in the east to the Mediterranean Sea in the west." Joshua felt very unsure and afraid, but God cheered and encouraged him. "Joshua," God said, "be strong and very brave. Don't be frightened. I promise to be with you, just as I was with Moses. All you have to do is pluck up courage and trust in me. I promise that I will be with you all the way. I will make you strong and you will never fail." Now that God had promised to help him and be with him, Joshua felt able to take on his new job. He called all the leaders together and gave them orders. "Tell the people to get ready to move in 3 days' time," he said. "We are going to cross the river Jordan and go to the land of Canaan." Everyone was excited. They were quite willing to do as their new leader said, but before the people could get into Canaan, they had to cross the river Jordan. That was easier said than done. The river was in full flood, a rushing, swollen torrent. But Joshua trusted and obeyed God's orders. "The priests are going to carry the precious covenant chest and step into the river first," he told the people. "Then you must all follow." As soon as the priests waded into the river, the water began to move more slowly. Then it stopped flowing altogether. The priests with their precious load walked into the middle of the river and stood there. All the people of Israel walked safely across. When everyone was over, the priests stepped carefully ashore on the far side, and the waters of the Jordan began to flow again. Joshua built a mound of stones. "When your children ask you about this heap of stones," he said, you will be able to tell them the wonderful story of how God brought us all safely over the River Jordan and into the Promised Land.
That was a great story, wasn't it? Joshua and the Israelites were facing a huge change in their lives. I wonder how they felt. You're not sure? Well, I don't know. Maybe they were excited, worried, nervous. Maybe they had hope. Maybe they had faith. Maybe they were courageous. I don't know. Do you think they felt the same all the way through the story? I have no idea. I wonder what you think might have changed how they felt.
I've always loved the story of Joshua and the people crossing that river. It makes me wonder how it must have felt. A mixture of fear and excitement, I can imagine. And this is a song that it always makes me think of. Oh, when the saints go marching in. Oh, when the saints go marching in. Oh, I want to be in that number. When the saints go marching in. Oh, when the saints